Hi everybody, a little weather extra, and I actually have stuff to talk about besides sunshine. It's not unicorns and rainbows today. No, we got to talk about some storms for tonight. But what a beautiful start to the day. Let's get you set up where we're at right now in Decatur, 68 degrees it says. So we're on the cusp of 70 already. The weather has worked out perfectly for the Liz Hurley ribbon run, which is always extra stress in the weather department because we want to make sure Liz has a great day because she's spearheading the efforts to raise money for such a great cause, and she's been doing it for a long time, and her excitement on air this morning was contagious, to say the least. It was good stuff. So it was a sunrise in Decatur. That was pretty beautiful too. So a lot going on in terms of what's happening in the next 24 to 36 hours. It's like the calm before the storm today. Today there's no issues. It could be a stray little shower in Jackson or DeKalb County. But other than that, we're good to go. 60s to near 70 now. We go 80s later today. Obviously, when you look at that map right there, what does it tell you? You see where Huntsville is. You see where we are, right? That 67 over there. What's all that blue off to the north and west? It's cold, right? 30s and 40s. There's a front right in between the green and the blue. And that front's called the cold front. And when these two air masses, one that's still warm and one that's kind of chilly, they get together, they don't play well together. They fight. And you get like a transition of like thunderstorms or rainfall, something that tells you that the cold front is moving through. And it will do so tonight while we sleep. So therefore, our storm threat will go up during the overnight hours. Preceding that front, as it slips south, the winds will be southerly and they'll gust to about 20, 25 miles an hour. It will be breezy during the afternoon and evening. And that's all in advance of that front as it moves closer to the area. Once the front gets here, there it is right there, it sparks the showers and storms. Right now it looks like during the afternoon and evening those storms will be to our west into Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and then they will advance east by the midnight hour just after 11 p.m. And they'll affect areas in western zones first and then move east across the Tennessee Valley till about 7 a.m. The highest threat for some heavy rain and gusty winds will be felt for all locations, but there is a slow end chance for a few spin-up tornadoes. A lot of times when you have these like high shear, low instability kind of setups, you get those embedded little spin-ups inside the rain, and it's so hard to see on the radar. Eric and I think it was like, gosh, I remember it was like last February maybe March, we had a night where we had to find those little notches inside the rain. And wow, it was tough. It was 8 tornadoes that night, 9 tornadoes that night, and we were on for all of them. And we were dissecting that nasty little rain line. They're usually EF0 tornadoes. A lot of times somebody will write me, oh, they're just spin-ups and EF0s. We're okay. They cause damage. An EF0 tornado is what caused all the damage in Athens like last December. So I think a lot of times when we hear spin up in EF0s, we maybe take our guard down just a little bit because we think they're not like big, powerful, monster tornadoes, but they can still cause damage. And even if you don't have a spin up tornado, if you get some winds that are 40, 50 miles an hour, that can cause damage too. Plus the element of it being dark at night can always be a little scary too. We'll have a weather radio, have a way to get updates. If you have our app, Brad's voice will come on in the middle of the night and be like, heavy rain is detected near your area. And he'll let you know. I mean, that's what we do. We try to keep you in the loop. And there are so many ways to get updates, even during the overnight. So there's your next 12 hours. A little cloud cover does come in the afternoon at times, but your temperature's in the low 80s. Remember, we're on the warm side of that front right now. And then tonight, the thunderstorms become likely, mid-60s. And we'll track those storms starting around midnight. Again, some of the forecast models bring them in about 11 p.m. for areas west. We'll say 11 to 12. I could easily do 3 different layers there, but that covers it. It's an overnight event. They'll make it more than it is. Midnight to 3, yellow. 3 to 7, orange. The colors do not indicate strength of storms. And on the bottom there on that timeline shows the winds, the rain, and a few spin-up tornadoes that we'll have to keep track of during the overnight. The tornado threat is extremely low. But even if you just have one, we had one. That's why it's not a 0 chance, so you got to talk about it. I don't think there'll be much hail, but the rainfall, if this works out perfectly, we get beneficial rain, we miss out on severe weather, and we get cooler temperatures behind the front. So if we could get all 3 of those, it's like the trifecta of perfection. That's what you want, right? So, hi, Sarah. Good to see you. Had a quick second. You hopped on. I appreciate that. That's good stuff right there. Feel free. I see a lot of eyeballs, but feel free to comment, too, if you have any questions. If you're nice, I answer back every time. Even if you're mean, I answer back, too. So, 11 p.m., that's what I'm talking about right there. See a little shower and thunderstorm activity moving into Phil Campbell? So, we'll say like 11 to midnight it arrives. And then fast forward, there's just a gully washer of rain by midnight for areas west. It will slowly advance east. The heavy rain gets to like the Decatur, I call it the traffic triangle, Decatur, Athens, Huntsville, down to Coleman, right along 65 there, and then east by about 2, 3 o'clock. Notice your winds are still southwesterly at that point. They will start to change direction by morning. That rain pivots to the east. Storms will likely weaken just a little bit as they move into Sand Mountain and Jackson County, DeKalb County, Lookout Mountain. I don't want to say that there's no threat there because I don't want anybody to put their guard down. But I think as we go into this progression of storms overnight, your strongest storms will be west. And as they move east, they will weaken some. But you still can get a little Sand Mountain magic. Doesn't take much. You're lifting that air up in elevation, and that can still create enough shear. So anyway, you got the rain coming out of here by like 6, 7 o'clock. Notice on the backside, you're going to see some of these little renegade showers. Watch them real quickly. 8, 9 o'clock. And then, boom, there they are right there. If you don't have one of those little showers by like 9, 10 in the morning, you're done with the rain like really early in the day. Regardless, everything's out of here by noon. And that's what you have in the afternoon on Sunday. Sunshine, 60s, and that northwesterly wind gusting 30 miles an hour. Your afternoon on Sunday is going to be completely different than what you experienced today on your Saturday. That front is a game changer in terms of temperature. In fact, that low temperature Sunday night, after the rain moves out, after the clouds clear out, and we have that really cool afternoon and evening, 43 for the low Sunday night. And I wouldn't be surprised if a few locations, when Eric Burke here's here Monday morning, could be in the upper 30s. It could be that chilly. And what that front does is it brings a more consistent, cooler pattern into the area. So Monday through Friday, after a reinforcing shot of even cooler air Tuesday night, doesn't look like it brings any rain. It's another weak frontal boundary. Keeps us around 70 during the day, but the night temperatures are mainly in the 40s. In fact, Wednesday night into Thursday morning could be the coldest morning out of all the days next week, where we could easily have a few upper 30s. And we got a 41 there on the graphic. So yeah, huge change in terms of weather pattern, change, how it feels to you. And Brad literally busted out a graphic like 10 days ago talking about how there's always that one cold front in October that's the game changer. It's the one that really shoots in here and brings like some really chilly temperatures. And ironically, our weather department talked about how it would happen the weekend of Liz Hurley's ribbon run. And here you go. It's Saturday night into Sunday. Pretty close. And it was nice enough to hold off to come that night and not affect the run in the morning, and then still bring the potential for beneficial rain. Hopefully we scale back the severe weather and then bring the benefits of the cooler temperatures. And there's your front. That's your game changer right there. Hi, Evelyn. Just joined in. Good to have you on. I'm here talking to you right now. Thank you for stopping by. Sarah, what is the weather for next weekend? Wow, I hadn't even thought about it, but I'm assuming dry. We have a big, huge area of high pressure building in. You got the front this weekend. You got a little mini front on Tuesday night. I didn't even we had rain in there yesterday. We took it out. It does reinforce the cooler air. And then next weekend on Saturday and Sunday, right now looks dry, but it's 8, 9 days away, but right now looks pretty good. Looks like there'll be a stretch of some really beautiful weather once this front this weekend moves through. Margot, good morning to you. Good morning to Evelyn. Have a great day. Praying for no tornadoes. Yes, it's exactly what we don't. We don't want any tornadoes. But I know everybody focuses on the T word, but if we have winds that are 40, 50, 60 miles an hour, they cause damage too. In fact, they can cause just as much damage as an EF0 tornado. So a lot of times we say tornado. If we say no tornadoes, everyone's like, we're fine. And then the next morning we wake up and there's wind damage all over the place and everyone's like, I didn't think it was going to be this bad. And you're like, well, the winds can still be pretty strong. 50, 60 mile an hour winds or 50, 60 mile an hour winds, right? Stan Barbie, what's up? Good morning. Pray you are well. I am. Stan, I am good. I'm even better talking to you, my friend. Always good to see you on. Mower, trying to get the best of me. A head-on part of frame sticking out. It helped me. Stan, what are you doing hurting yourself? I don't want you getting any stitches. What are you doing, my friend? I don't want you hurting. You know who well, I'm a little in pain today too, Stan, is that Eric Burke took me to the pickleball courts last night. Got to chill out with a few really cool people. It was awesome. And played pickleball for 3 straight hours. And I literally woke up this morning to come to work, and I could barely walk. I was like, I'm getting too old to play 3 hours of straight pickleball. We played like 20 matches last night, running around that court like I'm some kind of 20, 30-year-old kid. Nope. But anyway, I'm doing all right. I'm glad you didn't need stitches, though, my friend. I don't want you hurting yourself. You got to sing tomorrow, right? You singing tomorrow at the church? I hope so. Sarah says, good morning from Daniel and Elijah. Good morning. And Sarah, I will get back to you. I got all the messages that you were sending me, and I will work on something for you in a day. Okay. For sure. Weekday evenings, you talked to me about Wednesday and Thursday. A little tough on Wednesday, Thursday. But I'll make it work, and I will get in touch with you. Okay. Really busy Jeff week for the next 7 days, so just bear with me, okay? And then I'll get it going. So if anybody has any questions, this feed is going to end here soon because I'm going to skedaddle. But it's up, so you can ask questions, and I'll check it later. And if you have a question, serious question, I'll definitely answer it for you. If I don't, somebody else will be here to do it. Jada's in this afternoon. Brad's coming in tonight. I think he's here from 10 to 2 with Jada. And then Eric is working for me tomorrow morning, so he'll be in. I am going to Nashville. Go figure that. Like, I've literally taken like 5 weekend days off that I actually asked for PTO. Some days were given to me because I worked extra shifts. And 2 of those 5 days were for my stepmom's funeral. And the other 3 were for myself. And I decided to take Sunday the 19th off to go see the Tennessee Titans play. It's going to probably be a loss. But I've never been to an NFL football game. And go figure, the 1 day weekend I take off is a night where I could probably maybe work for potential for some strong storms. But thankfully, Jada, Brad, and Eric are going to cover it, and they'll do a very fine job. And they'll have you covered and let you know what's going on storm-wise. And updates will continue to come during the overnight. They'll be probably on air, online. If you download the WAFF 48 app, I joke about this on air, but if you have a storm at night and you're sleeping, Brad Travis's voice comes on your phone and says, heavy rain detected near your area. And I wake up every time I hear Brad. He's my boss, so I feel like I got to pay attention, right? So I wake up if I'm at home, but you will too. Also, if there's lightning with the storms, it'll say lightning detected 0.3 miles away from your home, and it will let you know. And if there are any warnings, your weather radio will go off. If you have a National Weather Service weather radio, the National Weather Service alert will kick into it. Your phone will likely beep and go off. There are so many ways to get updates when you're trying to sleep at night with severe weather nowadays. So much more than when I first started in this industry 10, 15, 20 years ago, right? Sounds good, super. I sure couldn't do that. No, Stan, I don't know if I can do it either, my friend. I was really tired. Tell Hope I said hello, Sarah. That's awesome. Enjoy your weekend as well. Thank you, Stan Barbie. I appreciate that. I can't wait to go up to Nashville and see the game. And like I said, I have very low hopes. If anybody could put 100 points on a team in the NFL, it will be Mike Vrabel doing that to the Titans on Sunday. Yeah, that could get ugly. Could get really ugly. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the weather won't get ugly tonight. And we can keep the severe, or let's say, keep the storm reports to a minimum. Storm reports being some kind of damage across the area. We don't want that. Storms forecast models about 1 inch of rain to 1.5 inches. But a lot of times when you look at that, it's so determined on, like, do we have like one location that has like a storm that sits for a little longer, then the rainfall gets higher. But if we can, scrounge out like 1 or maybe even 2 inches of rain, keep the storm reports down, that's exactly what we want. And then many of you who have been asking for a little cooler air with some 60s and 70s by day, 40s at night, there you go. On a silver platter for you. Good stuff. Evelyn says, have a safe trip and fun. Thank you. I will. I can't wait to go. I'm going to have my Titans gear on, and the game will probably be over at halftime, but that's okay. I get to go and be amongst the Tennessee Titan fans, and I get to see a game. Ever since I moved here, I've been a Titans fan my whole life, ever as long as you know. I was a fan when they were the Oilers. I grew up in New England, so how that happened, it's a long story, but I'm here now, and of course I moved here, and they've won 10 games and lost 37 since I moved here. I think they're like 10-37 now. I am like just the bad luck charm. So now I'm hoping that if I go to a game in person, maybe I'm the good luck charm, and I'll turn things around and we'll win a game and we'll shock the world tomorrow and beat New England. We'll see what happens. But hopefully nothing shocking in the weather. Hopefully the forecast is right on. And we'll have WAFF 48's finest in here this afternoon and night taking care of you, keeping updates coming. I am back on Wednesday morning, and I will see you then. For now, have a fantastic day. Enjoy the sunshine today before the storms come in tonight, and have a wonderful Saturday. Good day, everybody.